Everybody, Bethany here with Phoenix Family Birth, and I wanted to take a few minutes to get a little gross on our feed today and talk about mucus plugs. As a doula, I get a lot of texts asking about mucus plugs. What is it? Is this it? What am I looking at? So if you're catching us on the replay, feel free to drop some questions into the comment box and we'll get back to you just as soon as possible. Or if you're here live with us, say hello and feel free to chime in with any questions you have live. So first things first, what is the mucus plug? Okay, so the mucus plug is literally a plug of mucus that blocks the entire cervical canal. So when you go through your monthly cycle, if you pay attention to your mucus throughout your normal menstrual cycle, you'll notice that it changes. Sometimes it's thick and gelatinous, sometimes it's a little bit more watery, the color changes. So when the egg is released and makes its way down to the uterus, your body starts to build up mucus. And if that egg becomes fertilized and a baby starts to grow, your body says, we can't get rid of this mucus, we need it for protection. So the mucus is a protection against bacteria and other pathogens that you don't want getting into your uterus when you're trying to grow a baby, okay? So your body does regenerate this mucus. It's not like it creates one bit of mucus and that stays with you the entire pregnancy. Your body does continue to regenerate this mucus to create what we lovingly call the baby cork, okay? So why do we lose it? At the end of pregnancy, as your cervix starts to dilate a bit, you may lose your mucus plug. It may start to come out, but it's not always a sign of dilation. Before your cervix starts to dilate, it actually has to soften, or the technical term is ripen. And so as your cervix ripens and begins to get soft, the tissues soften up, and so that mucus doesn't have so much to hold on to, and it may fall out. It's not necessarily a sign that you're going into labor right away. Don't grab your hospital bag, don't go running out the door, but it's something to be aware of that may happen in late pregnancy, okay? So it's normal for women to lose their mucus plug anywhere from 37 to 42 weeks. Some birthing people will not lose their mucus plug until they're well into labor, and that's also normal. It can come out all at once. It can come out in small pieces. And again, that regeneration, if it starts to come out and you're earlier than a full-term pregnancy, it's okay, your body will create more, so don't stress, okay? The big question is, what does it look like? There is no pleasant way to say this, okay? It's called a mucus plug for a reason. Imagine having a really nasty sinus infection. And when you go to blow your nose and you look at that tissue, it's thick, right? That's what a mucus plug is like. So I have here a barrel of slime from my kids. And this is kind of the consistency of a mucus plug, okay? It's normal to get lots of discharge at the end of pregnancy. If it's thin and watery and kind of easily like slips between your fingers, it's probably not your mucus plug. If it is thick and stretchy and gobby, that's probably your mucus plug, okay? This is not necessarily the color of it. A mucus plug is most often going to be clear or white, maybe a little bit of a yellow tinge. It can be a little bit green. As your cervix ripens and softens up, the capillaries that are surrounding it become really fragile. So your mucus plug may be a bit pink tinged with a tiny bit of blood. It should not be very red, fresh blood, okay? So it is normal for it to have a little bit of color or to be clear, but really we're looking for this consistency, okay? Like a big old booger. If you're not sure, it's okay to ask your doula. I can't tell you how many times I have got a notification on my phone and I swipe open a text message and it's a photo saying, is this my mucus plug? So I do recommend that you warn your doula ahead of time so she doesn't open that photo just out in public, wherever she is. But you can text it to your doula. You can also do a Google search for what does a mucus plug look like, and you'll get plenty of examples on there too. So that's what a mucus plug looks like, and why we have it. If you have any questions about mucus plugs or signs of labor or normal things that happen to your body during pregnancy, feel free to send